The National Lotteries Commission is assisting KwaZulu-Natal flood victims today. It's handing over essentials to those affected in Clermont township, also urging NPOs, that's non-profit organizations in the region, to register so that they can also get some funding from the Lotteries Commission. My colleague Lindokuhle Xulu is there with more on the story on the ground today. Kabache, good afternoon. What can you tell us about this initiative?
Well, Praten, weeks have passed since the floods in KwaZulu-Natal. The damage has been extensive, but while many people would think that this is behind the province, it's not in terms of the people that are on the ground. Many people, as far as we've traveled far and wide into the community just to check and crisscross to understand the scenarios and situations that people find themselves in, there is still a need for humanitarian efforts like we've seen today. And you are right in saying that eNCA as well as the National Lotteries Commission were on the ground. We've seen them in the past, but today they continue to come to some of the areas. They were in Clermont today to bring about relief to those communities in form of blankets, in form of mattress beds, as well as just food, basic services really to the people. But one thing that they brought today was also some information about how to be sustainable, because they are admitting that some of the things when they bring them to these communities, it's groceries that would last a month and a week, but at the end of the day these people would be in need. So it's that particular information they are bringing to these communities to say that at the end of the day this is not the end of it when it comes to the National Lotteries Commission as well as eNCA. There are other projects that they fund and sponsor, and they've been informing residents to say that they must in fact register those NPOs, they must register those projects that are within communities to get these sponsors so that they can create the employment that is needed and all sorts of projects that will benefit communities. Take a listen to one of the representatives just going into detail in terms of some of the things that communities can do to find themselves in a more sustainable position instead of just being a receiving hand.
eNCA has set aside 10 million rand for flood relief in KZN, which we are currently rolling out. We've been in Molweni last week. As we speak, we've distributed toilets to them because all of that got washed away. Family members are still waiting and looking for their loved ones. So from an eNCA perspective, we are very grateful that we've partnered with NLC to go through this process of Sisonke KZN. And yes, it really is heartwarming to see that we are reaching out to the communities and they are benefiting. We are making sure that our staff are on the ground with NLC, making sure that the contributions go to the respective people and they are benefiting directly from it.
Lindo, you say the National Lotteries Commission has been on the ground doing its part as well. What more have they been doing? Do we have an idea?
We have an idea, Praten. We've encountered them on the field as they've been distributing some of the relief that they had set aside for KwaZulu-Natal. You heard there from eNCA, but they spoke about 10 million that has been set aside for KwaZulu-Natal to continue to receive this service. But in terms of the commission, it is given to them to actually do the distribution. And we've seen them in many parts of KwaZulu-Natal, including Indwedwe. I remember when they were delivering some of the 10,000 water Jojo tanks as well as, you know, some food there. But they are saying that they have been crisscrossing the communities of KwaZulu-Natal. They are saying that this is not the end. They will be continuing to do so because of the need that they see as they move around some of the communities. But they've told us that they're also doing this and they're also trying to get this message out so that there'll be more and more people that would come out to in fact lend a helping hand when it comes to those that are still in need after these devastating floods. Take a listen to some of the things they've done in the past couple of weeks.
We are rolling out the flood relief program that we have been executing for the past 2 weeks. So far, we have rolled out in various areas, distributing at least over 2,500 food hampers, blankets, and mattresses. Over and above that, Tabani, we have supplied at least 5 shelters with water tanks, and also supplied at least 3 water tanks to communities of Ndlovu. And Tabani, moving forward, we are going to be on the ground with the Deputy Minister of Social Development, Minister Bokhopane Zulu, distributing in areas around Inanda and Umzinyathi. So the program will be rolled out up until the first week of June.
Thank you very much. That update from Lindokuhle Xulu in KwaZulu-Natal about what the National Lotteries Commission has been doing on the ground today in places like Clermont, post the devastating floods in KZN.